Hello guys, welcome to another episode. In this episode, we're going to be starting the Tycoon Fundamental series. This first part will be talking about the dropper. Basically, this series will go over anything that has to do with the Tycoon, the fundamentals. And of course, the most fundamental part, I'd say, is the dropper. Now, to get started with this, we're going to have to create a dropper. Now, it doesn't have to look exactly like this. It usually looks like this in Roblox games, but you can get creative with it. As long as you have a dropper part that can spawn, anything that's a part, okay? You can spawn it out of anything, really. Now, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to create a script. Okay. And we're going to call it dropper script. Cool. So, first thing we're going to do is we're going to reference the dropper part. So this part right here. So we're going to say script.Parent. So it's going to this, not the terrain, this, and then it's going to go to drop.Part. Cool. Now, in order to infinitely spawn these drops, we're going to do while true do. Cool. Now, let's just create a part or a drop. So local drop equals Instance.new part. So this will just create a part like any of these. And whoops. And there's a second parameter. Workspace. Cool. And the drop.Name equals drop. And the drop.Position equals the dropperPart.Position. So basically, when we just name it, this can be anything you want. You can call it whatever you want. Doesn't matter. And then we get the position of this new part, and we make it equal to the dropper part. Simple as that. Now before that, task.wait. But you need to make sure there's a task.wait here. You can make this 0.1, you can make it 1, but just make sure it's there, because while true will crash Roblox Studios. So make sure you have that. So we're just going to spawn a part every second. As you can see, it's spawning the parts on this little part, the dropper part. Cool. Now, that's basically like what happens for most droppers, but there are some droppers, mainly the ones that you start off with, they have buttons. So we're gonna do that. So we're gonna create a part, and we're gonna call it button. And we're just gonna move it over here. Make it green, anchor it. And the main thing that will allow us to actually click on the button is the click detector. Cool. So basically this just within a 32 stud range, I believe that's a stud. Basically it will allow you to click on it. Cool. So instead of doing while true, we're gonna do let's see here. Let's just get the button. Button equals script.Parent. Script.Parent.Button. Cool. Now, button.ClickDetector.MouseClick connect function. Now we're going to put all this in here. We won't need to reference the player, but it's good to just have the parameter there. Or actually, I think you could delete it. I actually wonder if you could delete it. I don't think you need to have it there. Anyway, this should work. I've never not used the parameter, so I'm kind of curious, actually. Okay, you don't need the parameter, so don't put it in there because we don't need to reference the player. Not yet, at least. So, see, as you can see, click on the button. It works. Now, of course, you probably don't want the player to be constantly spamming at mock speeds, because if they have an auto clicker, they could probably crash the game. So we're gonna do a variable called canClick, and we're gonna equal to true. Cool. So I'm gonna say if canClick, and you can do this. And then we're gonna do task.wait, 0.1, and then canClick. Or whoops, sorry. canClick equals false. And then after that wait, canClick equals true again. So essentially it spawns the part. It then says you can't click anymore. It makes you wait. And then canClick equals true again. Cool. I keep trying to save. It doesn't work. Anyway, that should be able to stop that from the auto clickers. And it's kind of hard to tell. Let me make it 1 second so it's noticeable that there is a pause. As you can see, I'm spamming this as fast as I can right now. It is not working. So, if you want a really long time to be between each click, you can do that. Now, that is everything I actually wanted to show you guys for the dropper. It's very simple, but trust me, things will get a little bit complicated later on. This is probably one of the easiest parts of a tycoon, is making the droppers. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you found this informative, sorry, then please leave a like and subscribe. And if there were some things that weren't explained well, or you felt like I took a bit too long to explain things, please let me know, because I want to make this as good as humanly possible. Okay? So, I think that'll be it. That is it. So, I'll see you guys in the next episode where we'll talk about conveyor belts, which is also pretty easy, but I think there's some cool things I could show you. So, without further ado, I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye.